We continue with our agenda today, and we're going to be talking about buy now, pay later. Trend that is sweeping through the market. Yeah, there's even got some cheers there. So for that, I'd like to welcome on stage Bahareh and David from Xylion, who are going to talk to us about how to enable buy now, pay later. So please, over to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. They told me here that we have about 2 hours to talk about the most exciting and fast-growing phenomena in the fintech and the lender world right now. And we will try to keep the time. And I will start with introducing the CPO of Xylion, Bahareh, and I'm David Larsson, the CEO. Let me first just explain a little bit of our perspective on what's happening in the buy now, pay later world. It's a lot, as we all know. I think that's why you all are here. Firstly, we view it and we experience that the consumer personal lending industry is in what we call it, and what we see, a disruption. It's just the next phase of digital disruption of the consumer lending. And what is one of the drivers for it is that the young generations are less favorable on taking on credit cards. For you that are a little bit younger than me, maybe you can view yourself into that situation. It's a bit cumbersome, it takes time, you need to apply, and when you're then actually doing a shopping experience, you need to enter some numbers unless you use some Apple Pay or whatever, but still it's cumbersome and you have a fixed limit. Young generations, not only in the Nordics, now also in the US, UK, the developed world, is jumping off the credit card train. And why is that? I was a little bit talking about it right now. It's the fast, digital, and easy is winning. It needs to be right at the time at the purchase, right at the time when you need it, and also we view as the digital experience that win over, let's say, the financial experience in terms of fees, interest rates. But is it fast? If it's there when you need it, it wins. And that's exactly what buy now, pay later is about. If you visualize a credit card, you apply for a specific credit limit, which, by the way, with this turmoil in the industry we see now, might be more difficult for especially the young generation. But with buy now, pay later, it's more of a one-time credit for the specific purchase that you want, and it's winning. Here in the Nordics, we view it as a commodity. We have had it now for about 10 years plus. But it's really happening outside the Nordics. Let's say outside the Northern Europe area. It's Southern Europe, US, Latin America. We have discussions with several in the Middle East. The train is leaving, and the Nordics, we know how it works. We know the experience that are needed, but the real growth is most likely to be happening outside the Nordics, even though there are plenty to do also here. I think it's also interesting to see that, I think we can call them huge companies such as Apple, there are others as well, jumping on the buy now, pay later train now. And what actually that drives is a validation on that this is a phenomenon here to stay. Also, it drives and fuels the consumer demand and the demand for fast, easy experiences in terms of buy now, pay later. And practically, of course, it is a demand for buy now and pay later driven of various different reasons. One could be financial. So all in all, and I think many of you maybe also have been out on the internet checking out what's happening with buy now, pay later, and it's just a crowd of various researches and experiences of what's there. I'm not going to say figure, but it's growing. And what I can say, at least it's going to grow by 10 times. That's for sure. And also, if you visualize the humongous business of credit cards and the outstanding debt and consumer lending with credit cards, some chunk of that will certainly move to buy now, pay later. The question is just how fast. And if you can position yourself to be ready to be there where the consumer is and what the consumer wants. This is most likely the absolutely most busy slide that you will have during the day, and this is where we will spend the next 1.5 hours. But how we view the thing and how we view buy now, pay later is that it consists of 4 pillars, mainly. Of course, it's a simplification. But starting from the top here, we have what we call the BNPL offer, which is the sort of the branding, the UX, everything that the consumer experience, and actually make sure that the buy now, pay later is exactly at the time when the potential buyer wants to use it. Second pillar is financing. BNPL is a consumer finance product, so obviously financing is needed. Third pillar is what we call the buy now, pay later solution. And that is all the add-ons and the systems needed to really determine and make buy now, pay later possible, such as credit checks, fraud checks, sending digital invoices or outreach to consumers. And then lastly, of the 4 pillars, now in the bottom here, is what we call the BNPL platform. BNPL is, at first glance, maybe fairly simple. You allow a consumer to pay over a certain amount of time, months, or 3, 9, 12, whatever. Then a happy flow of that is fairly simple. But when you go into the detail of returns, shifts going, you want to repay earlier, the different varieties of complexity just multiple. So that's therefore you need a BNPL platform tailored for BNPL, specifically made for it. Then what we do as a company, Xylion, I think you can see it on our shirts that we hear, we do 2 of these pillars. We do not. Let's start with what is most important, what we don't do. We don't do UX. That is for our customers, banks, fintechs, lenders in general. We're not a lender. We are a software company. So banks, fintechs, usually this is, I guess, your business and what you're best to do. But what we do and what we offer is a platform as well as the solution. Just to make it totally clear, what we also don't do is that we're not one of what everyone associates with BNPL. We're not a Klarna lookalike, Qliro lookalike, Affirm lookalike. We actually enable others to be and offer buy now, pay later. We're a software company. And by that, I will hand over to Bahareh, who will explain a bit more about the how.
So, thank you, David. Let me tell you a little bit around how you can scale your own buy now, pay later, and what you actually should expect from it. Consumer loves buy now, pay later, and the possibility to pay with a seamless and convenient payment. So how can you build that? We believe that the underlying engine is a SaaS platform, a platform that contains all the facts and functions that you need that the lender can use to create the buy now, pay later offering. So, what do you need in such platform? To start with, modular and flexible. You need a platform that can take care of all the complexity that comes with buy now, pay later in a simple way. And of course, you need to make sure that you get the polished experience. You need a platform that caters for both the happy flows, but also the unhappy flows. All of us know how easy it is to build a product that only takes care of the happy part, but actually also catering for things do not work out as planned. That's where the complexity comes in, and that's where you need the modularity. You also would like to have the flexibility to be able to create, tailor, and personalize the product depending on who the customer is. I think most of you would like to be able to tailor the product offering for your most loyal customers. Or why not for a specific occasion? Black Friday is coming soon. Christmas is coming soon. That would be great. And that is what the modularity and flexibility will give you. So the key here is to have a platform that can evolve over time. A platform that can cater for the changes in the market, regulation, and most important, the consumer expectations and needs over time. Scalable. You for sure want to have a platform that can scale in transaction, product, and also market. You want to have the possibility to start with one single small product before you scale with more product and markets. You want to have the opportunity to learn about the consumer behavior, the consumer needs over time, before you scale up and expand your offering. That's what a modular platform will give you. Agnostic. And why is that so important? You want to have a platform that is brand and market agnostic. You don't want to have a hinder for your business to grow. You want to be able to have the customer dialogue within your brand, to be able to create a long-term great customer relationship. Last but not least, secure. As always working with payment-related products, you need a solid foundation that never leaks data. So all this sounds quite easy, right? So what's the challenge with it? We know from all the dialogues we have with existing customers and customers that are coming in, that it's not easy. Too many underestimate the complexity of building a scalable and flexible platform. We also know the challenge is very often related to limitation in aged and complex infrastructure. Why is that? To build that modular platform, you need time, but you also need quite a heavy investment in tech and skills. You need to have the capacity and skills to develop and build a platform, but not only that, you need the capacity and skill to maintain it, and even more important, you need to continuously develop it further to stay relevant. Most don't have the time or the capacity. They need to keep up with the pace and the strong demand to not lose customers. So time to market becomes very crucial for most of the customers. And this is where we see partnering with someone that already have built the platform, have all the necessary skills in place, comes into the picture. They can help you go fast to market and empower your business. Let me now talk a little bit about the how. We believe that the engine of the product is the SaaS platform. It contains all the capabilities that you need for buy now, pay later offering, such as purchase and refund management, product management where you can create and tailor the products, identity and access management, account management, as well as data access with real-time data. We also know that it's really important, and I'm really emphasizing it, to keep the platform agnostic and global. And why is that so important? An agnostic and global platform is what will give you the flexibility and scalability you will need. Otherwise, you risk ending up with different versions of the same platform, depending on who the customer is, where you are going, and what you want to offer. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced this over the year, and it will cost you to maintain that. On top of the platform, you can plug in different solution models. It can be everything from KYC, ID validation, it can be consumer communication, and a lot more. What we know differs these solution models often, usually, from the platform is that they are more regional than global. So a modular platform will give you the flexibility to plug in the solution models in the combination you want. You can pick and choose solution models from your own that you have internally that you know works very well. You can pick from the platform partner or a third party, or even better, why not all three as a combination? You should have the possibility to decide how to do that combination. So, let me summarize it. What is important with a SaaS platform and a modular solution? A fast time to market to start with. We talked about how crucial it is for everyone to go quickly to market and expand buy now, pay later offering. There is a strong demand from the consumer, and it's continuously growing. Secondly, to stay relevant. It's easy to be relevant, but it's not as easy to stay relevant. You need to have that modularity to evolve over time. We all here are operating in a digital world, and we know how it rapidly changes. The market is changing, regulation is changing, and not least, customers' expectation and behavior is rapidly changing. You need to have the platform that caters to all those changes. You need a platform that makes sure that you can stay relevant. You need a solution that lasts. And you get that with a platform that evolves over time. You get that by making sure that you're owning the data, that you can use the data, combine it with your internal data to improve the offering, to make sure you stay relevant and that your product lasts over time. Reduce risk. I'm sure a lot of you here have worked with software projects. And as many of you know, that's not happening so often that you deliver the project in time and keep it within the budget. So, partnering with someone that already have all the necessary knowledge, already have a proven platform, a modular solution reduces the risk massively. It's a great way of empowering the business and get fast time to market and offer your customers a better experience. So, this is our perspective on how you can scale your buy now, pay later. A SaaS platform that is scalable and modular is an enabler for embedded finance. You can use a SaaS platform and embed it easily as a model into your own core banking, or as a fintech, plug it in as a platform into your own platform. And by that, controlling the data as well as the customer journey. This is where we see the market is heading and where the future is. Thank you. I think we have a few minutes, maybe for 1 or 2 questions. If there is anyone.
It's a little bit hard to see out there in the dark. Here, we have a question here.
Hi, thank you for that. I'm Ollie Richards, I work at 10x Banking. I'd be interested to hear, so when you go back to your building blocks slide, a lot of those building blocks kind of very similar to those you would use for unsecured lending as well. I'd be interested to hear why you didn't think about also going into that part of the world.
I have a little bit difficult to hear you. I'm really sorry. It's very noisy back here, so I'm trying to go.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Yeah, I'll try my best. It's the first time I've been told I'm too quiet. So, when you go back to your building blocks slide, and the building blocks that you have as a platform, a lot of those are the same that you would see in a typical unsecured lending platform also. So I would be interested to see whether you did think about also going into that market, and if not, then why not?
Okay, if we were considering to go into lending market as well.
Yeah, like the more traditional unsecured, I want to buy a sofa, and it's going to pay down over 5 years market.
We were, once upon a time, we were thinking in that direction, obviously, yes, that makes sense. But also we have decided to go very focused on BNPL because it is specific, it's a specific area, and we are becoming and are experts on just BNPL. So that's the, I think that's the short answer.
And also to add on that, I think someone mentioned it in a panel earlier. I think we see a change in a mindset where you're not trying to do everything. You're trying to focus down on your core business. But also at the same time, there is also a change in that I'm not going to protect everything that is myself, right? Partnering with others will empower my business and will empower someone else. So it doesn't really make sense for us to try to widen as much as possible. We want to be best in what we are offering, and we know that there are others that do other parts as good as we do ours. So we're going to partner with that. So that's the strategy.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. And if you have any more questions, our stand is just behind the wall here, so you're all welcome over there. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.